The hunter becomes the hunted. These are 30 times that hunters live to regret their hunts. Mountain lions are incredibly territorial animals, so the last thing you want to do is find yourself in their territory. Unfortunately for this man, not only has he stumbled across a cougar, but the cougar is also stalking him with ominous intent. You can hear the panic in his voice.
Get back.
While you can't really beat a cougar in a one-on-one fight, you can still scare it away. This man is trying to slowly back away out of its territory before realizing that he may have to resort to rougher measures. The man fires off a shot that narrowly misses the cougar, something that is enough to spook the feline. However, it doesn't completely leave the man alone. That was a close call for both cougar and man. These hunters have spotted something incredibly terrifying racing towards them down the hill.
The animal is an adult bear. This can become very exciting. Where will the bear appear on the rid?
Meeting a bear in a forest is never a reason for celebration, and these hunters are terrified. You can see the fear in one of the hunters' faces as the bear disappears into the trees. Not soon after, though, the bear reappears, and alarmingly, it seems to have 2 cubs following it. If you've watched our bear encounters before, you know that's never good news.
This situation can get nasty in a split second. Female bears with cubs are often very aggressive.
The mother bear races across the view of the hunters with her cubs a few times, judging them from a distance, until it decides these men might just be a threat. These men should thank their lucky stars the bear fell for their intimidation. Though this next clip may seem a tad comedic, don't be fooled. Wild boars are extremely dangerous animals. And that is exactly why these hunters have chosen to climb up the trees rather than face the beast head-on. Their dogs are trying their best to protect their masters, but their efforts don't seem to be quite enough. The last thing you'd want to happen is to fall into the path of a boar. That's where the clip ends. So we have no idea what happened next, but I think it's pretty safe to assume that it didn't end well for some of the dogs. Deer. There's a good chance you think these animals are largely harmless thanks to Disney's attempts at whitewashing them. However, these suckers are not only dangerous, but they are also notorious for having a very short temper. This deer in particular seems to be wounded, prompting its hunter to get closer for inspection. The deer seems to be deathly still after having taken an arrow to the lung from the man the night before. But if there's one thing you should never do, it's to approach an animal on its last legs. This man is lucky the deer didn't quite have the speed or power to put its antlers through him. Although to be fair to the hunter, he did eventually put the animal out of its misery. This man finds himself smack dab in the middle of a sticky situation, deep in the woods, with a bear stalking him. You can feel and see that the man is scared, his gun is shaking, his finger is on the trigger, and yet he does something incredibly surprising when the bear charges at him. He refuses to shoot the bear, not once but multiple times, choosing to keep the shotgun aimed at the animal should it really get too close for comfort. Then the bear disappears back into the woods. That is when the man reveals why he chose not to shoot the bear.
Петрович, медведь с 3 пистунами, стрелять не стал, отхожу.
Now that is one experienced hunter. In this clip, we have an encounter with perhaps the most underrated menace in North America, the moose. These beasts can grow up to 7 feet tall and weigh around 700 pounds. They are not to be taken lightly, and the only way to survive a fight with these animals is to pray for divine intervention. Having drawn his bow and arrow in an attempt to take down the moose, this man is locked in an extremely tense situation. A missed shot, a temper tantrum, or one swing of the head could all spell certain death for this hunter. He lines up the shot. And the moose takes off running, the arrow lodged in its side. You can see the way that such a close encounter affects him. He's lucky the moose didn't turn its attention to him. Black bears are arguably the smartest bears to walk planet Earth, so if you ever come across one in the wild like this man has, know that your luck has run out.
Hey.
This bear stalks the man extremely closely, choosing to stop and size the man up from a very close distance. The hunter knows what's up and immediately prepares for what is to come.
Get out of here.
The bear closes the distance on the man very quickly, meaning he has to make himself look big and intimidating.
Get out of here. Hey. 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 I'm gonna shoot you.
It works for a few seconds, before the bear returns again, and the cause of its aggression is also revealed in the process. Bear cubs. Luckily for the man, he managed to get away. This hunter is out in the wilderness trying to get himself some hogs. Only by the end of the clip he will realize he might have bitten off more than he can chew.
The back pig's big. Yeah, that back pig's the big black one.
The man and his team lie in wait for the opportune moment to fire into the herd of hogs, only there is one problem. As he fires the shot, the man realizes there are simply too many of them. The herd makes a direct beeline for the hunter in an attempt to stop him, prompting him to resort to a last-ditch measure, shooting any hogs that come close. Fortunately, the hogs are unable to take the hunter down. This man hunts with a bow and arrow. Only this time, the prey that he's stumbled across might be a little too big for his weapon of choice to take down. He has come across not one, not two, but 3 bears, all of whom are in extremely close proximity. One in particular starts getting dangerously curious about the man and his crew. A brown bear can take a man's head off with one swipe, and this hunter knows the amount of danger he is in. As soon as the bear gets close enough, he draws his bow and shoots. The bear immediately takes off after taking a couple of arrows to its hide, and you can see the toll the close encounter took on the man. He has his guardian angels to thank. Remember what I said earlier about a moose being extremely dangerous? Well, this person certainly didn't get the memo.
Hej på dig, älgen.
This lunatic is not only not backing away from the moose, but he is also trying to get its attention and trying to get close to it on purpose. The moose proceeds to send him a few warnings.
Så ja, det var inte farligt. Va? Nej, vi är kompisar, du och jag. Nej.
But to no avail. The man doesn't seem to understand the danger he's in. Even with a female moose, there's a huge chance it can cause you some severe permanent damage, and this man finds that out.
Så ja, det var inte farligt. Va? Nej, vi är kompisar, du och jag. Nej, nu håller vi inte på. Så.
Quite a fitting end to the clip, don't you think? Hogs are incredibly dangerous animals, and this innocent man is about to find that out in real time. He is standing on the edge of some shrubbery that just so happens to also make the perfect cover for a charging hog. Perhaps he should have seen coming what happens next. The hog darts out into the open and slams into the man, biting into his leg and forcing a scream out of him. The man, however, tries to wrestle the menace to the ground.
That hog just came to me, bit me on the leg. Did he not? Look at him cut my leg right here.
Thankfully, the hog isn't as dangerous on its side. This hunter, named Ben, has found himself in quite a predicament, smack dab in the middle of moose territory. One way to recognize when a moose wants to erase you from the census is to notice if its ears are pressed flat against its skull. Fortunately for Ben, he is about to learn that through practical experience. Ben manages to halt the moose's charge by taking cover behind some trees and fallen branches. However, before long, the moose, threatened by the man recording him, makes another attempt. Now that was truly a close call. This hunter has had the misfortune of being spotted by an angry moose, and it is making a straight beeline for him. Not only is the man in danger from the moose, but so is the dog that is trying, and failing, to intimidate the moose. Once the moose gets too close for comfort, this hunter has to resort to his last option. He fires directly at the moose, causing it to immediately be stunned and run away from the scene, nursing what would, unfortunately, be a fatal shot.
Ja, jag ber om ursäkt Leif, men jag blir anfallen utav pinnatjuren.
If it's any solace, the moose ended up being put out of its misery by another hunter later. These hunters have noticed a ticking time bomb moving towards them, meaning they need to take up defensive positions immediately. A moose, albeit seemingly young, moves into view, and immediately these hunters tense up. Provoking an unnecessary altercation would not end well for these men. The two let the moose get as close as it needs to investigate, and then the moment of reckoning arrives. The hunter must choose to release his arrow or stay his hand. Luckily, the moose recognizes the danger and moves away immediately. This hunter seems to have been spotted by a hog he seems to have history with. Because that is the only thing I can think of that would make the boar cover all that distance just to get to him. Once the boar crosses the road, though, it makes a beeline for the man. The hunter has his hands tied. He can't fire near a road, meaning he is at a disadvantage should the boar get to him. Luckily for the man, it doesn't. A warning for those weak of heart. You might find this clip extremely upsetting. Two idiotic hunters are trying to take down an elephant.
Okay, hit him between the eyes, huh? You got him? Okay, hit him.
Only the elephant is leading a huge herd. If their idiocy isn't highlighted by the fact that they considered trying to hunt an elephant, it is truly driven home when they decide to shoot the leader of the herd.
You got him?
And, unsurprisingly enough, the elephants immediately start charging towards them. I must say, the fear these hunters feel in just those few moments really felt right.
You on? You on? Hey! Hey! Hey!
Unfortunately for all of us, the hunters managed to escape the angry herd. These hunters are out on Kodiak Island hunting, you guessed it, Kodiak bears. They are laying a trap for a bear, using a special whistle to call the predator in order to lure it into fatal range of the rifle.
Okay.
But despite the obvious firepower on their side, a bear is still capable of dealing incredible amounts of damage, even when wounded.
Take him, take him. He's going down. Take him again. Take him again, Chris.
The hunters managed to take down the bear. Luckily for them, this bear went down easier than they expected. These hunters have been staking out their next prey, a giant brown bear that has, no doubt, come to confront them.
The hunter is on standby.
These bears are capable of smelling scent from several miles away, so it only makes sense that the bear is well aware of their presence, but not the dart they shoot into him.
Strong arrow. Hit.
The bear is immediately enraged, letting out a terrifying roar and making a direct attempt at mauling the hunters. Unsurprisingly, they have to resort to their gun once again. And that ends up being enough to take down the bear. This next clip really is one that opened my eyes. For one, I had no idea elk sounded like this. The elk seems threatened by something this hunter has done, continuing to scream at him in an attempt to get him to back off. The hunter, for the most part, seems to understand that he does not want to make an enemy of something as erratic and dangerous as an elk, and so he allows it to approach and investigate.
Oh. Go on. Go on.
Eventually, the elk turns away and resumes its usual screaming activities. This man shows us what an encounter with an Alaskan grizzly is like, straight through the lens of a rifle-mounted camera. The man has spotted the grizzly before the grizzly spots him, which makes for an awkward scene when the bear realizes who is up ahead of it.
Hey, bear. Hey, bear.
Provoking it into a fight would certainly not end well for the man, even with a rifle, so he tries his hand at intimidating the grizzly.
Get out of here, bear. Get out of here, bear. Get out of here.
Surprisingly enough, the bear decides tussling with the man is not worth it and takes off. Hunting a boar is a bad decision as it is. Hunting a boar as an amateur with a bow is an even worse one.
Okay.
The young man has a shot lined up on this boar, only he doesn't seem entirely convincing when pulling back the string. Little does he and the cameraman realize that once the first arrow is shot, all hell is about to break loose for them. The boar charges at the cameraman, but does no real damage, seemingly more interested in running away than staying around, luckily for these two. In this clip, we have Jeff Ron trying to take down a bull elephant that seems to have been separated from its herd.
Extremely aggressive. He was sleeping up against a tree with another bull. We walked in about 30 yards to have a look, and before I could really determine...
Little does Jeff know, this hunt is about to take a turn for the terrifying for him. Once the elephant notices Jeff stalking him, it charges at him with incredible speed. But it seems to realize that it is in imminent danger with a gun pointed at it. The elephant, after backing off and keeping its distance, however, comes back with even more anger for round two.
OT.
Jeff holds his fire and eventually chooses to let the bull go. One of the better endings in this video, I suppose. In this clip, we have a hunter performing his game in the snowy recesses of Russia. Namely, he is hunting wild boars. But these aren't your ordinary wild boars. They have tough hides and incredible mobility in the snow. Hunting them means having incredible amounts of patience and precision, as our hunter demonstrates. He lines up the shot and fires several times, and there is a wait that seems to last for eternity as the hunter waits for the area to clear so he could check out his kills. Just another day for the Russians. These hunters have had the misfortune of coming face to face with one of the most dangerous animals in all of Africa, the Black Death. These walking tanks pack a mean punch and are known to routinely kill even lions. That makes this stalemate with a wandering Cape buffalo even higher stakes. The buffalo, for the most part, seems to be minding its own business. There is no danger to the men until it turns its head in their direction. That is where the clip ends, so we have no idea if these men survived. This hunter is about to learn firsthand the signs of a moose that is about to ruin his day. The wide stance, the swinging antlers, and the aggressive lip-licking are all indicators that you've put this 700-pound homicidal tank in a bad mood. When a moose charges you, there is nothing you can realistically do to survive, unless the moose itself gives up. Watch what happens to this man next. He is a lucky, lucky man. These soldiers were out, stationed in the forest, when they got an assignment they hadn't prepared for. A wandering black bear has lumbered into view, and it seems incredibly curious, even going over to inspect a barrel and then the soldier's tree. These soldiers, no matter how well prepared, are not ready for what happens to them next. The bear makes an attempt to climb up the tree before being spooked by the quick reactions of the soldier above. His demeanor after the bear's escape says everything.
She saved me that pool, my God.
Now that's an unlikely enemy to make. This clip shows a man floating downstream when he spots some bear cubs way too close to him, meaning the mother is close by.
I'm reminded of the time I was on a brown bear hunt in Alaska and we got charged.
The experienced man is understandably anxious and tells his partner to speed things up to get the boat out of the cubs' vicinity.
By a huge sow. Talk about a pucker factor? Well, that was one. Let's go.
Facing an angry mother grizzly could be disastrous, and this man knows it. But just when it seems that they are past the danger, the tables turn on them. The man instantly cocks his rifle and fires a warning shot in an attempt to scare off the charging grizzly.
Sometimes we'll have 20.
I dread to think what might have happened had the grizzly reached the raft. If you don't believe in Lady Luck or God, you sure will after this video. This man is out hunting a moose before the plan unexpectedly goes off the rails. The man fires one shot at the moose, but then the beast, instead of running away, makes a beeline straight for him. Unsurprisingly, the man fires another shot at the moose, but this isn't able to slow it down. To make matters worse, the man has brought along his young daughter. In an attempt to stop the moose once and for all, he fires off a desperate shot from the hip. And the moose slumps to the ground. That was one hell of a lucky shot. These people are partaking of a truly audacious behavior, taking down the king of the jungle.
Okay, wait, take it, take him. Wait. Wait, just rub it. I think he'll come home.
Only this lion seems extremely wise to what these people are up to. After sizing them up from a distance, it moves into an open field, somewhere these men won't have a place to hide behind.
Let him go as well, let him go as well. Come, with me.
And so the stage is set. After one of the hunters fires the first shot, all hell breaks loose for these ignorant men. Unfortunately, the lion isn't able to take one of the guys down with him. These two hunters are out hunting a buck that they've been tracking for a few days.
That's what we're looking for.
Now, while it isn't one of the more dangerous animals on the list so far, a buck is definitely one of the most erratic. The hunter doesn't know what he's getting into when he makes the first shot.
Got him. Got him. Got him! Whoa! I got him!
Hold on, right?
The buck goes down, leading to the man becoming incredibly excited about killing it. Only when he reaches the buck, he is met with an ugly, deserved surprise.
Hold on. Yeah, shoot him again. Shoot him again.
Never get that close to a wounded animal. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out some of the other videos on my channel. Thanks for watching.